My name is Jaime Jimenez. My name is JJ Jimenez, and today I'm doing a study on the reasons of migration, specifically understanding if people actually follow the money. There's an old adage that says people follow the money, and I wanted to find out if people actually do. People migrate for many different reasons. These can be classified as economic, social, political, or environmental. Economic migration, moving to find work or follow a particular career path. So this first graph is a heat map about the migration origin and destination points of migrants around the globe. The points I want to show you are the first at the top, you can see a distinct kind of horizontal line, and then close to the bottom or closer to the middle, you see another distinct horizontal line. The top line is the United States, and the bottom line is France. Both of these lines are key places that many migrants will send their people to. But if you're looking at it through the vertical points, you can then look at where countries are sending a lot of their people. This is a bubble graph based on the GDP versus migration, net migration. And so you can see very clearly on the right, the US has the highest GDP and the highest amount of migration. That means the inflow of people to their country is the highest. If you look at the zero line in the middle, we'll go to a graph without the US because it stands as kind of an outlier, so it's more difficult to see the other countries in between. So without the US, you can see that it's very split on economic lines. The richer countries definitely get more migrants versus the poorer countries, which are obviously sending their people towards these richer countries in their attempts to find jobs and to find more money for their homes. I wanted to find out how much migration was going on between states, and so this is a graph of all the migration within states and of different states. So the lighter green is same state migration versus the darker green, which is different state migration. This is organized based on the increase of same state migration, and so what it shows is how much people are essentially changing residences between their states. Interesting is a lot of New York and New Jersey are at the bottom. California is kind of in the middle. Interesting how DC is very high for same state migration. So which means a lot of people are staying within the state. But what makes this graph interesting is if you compare it then to the GDP by state. And so it doesn't correlate at all based on how many people are moving around, based on what state is making the most money. California and Texas are making the most money, but they by no means are the states that are having the most migration or the least migration. Finally, returning back to the international migrants, I wanted to look at if people are attempting to follow the money, then how much money are they actually making versus the people that are native born. So this is a graph of native born versus foreign born migrants, and so what you can see is that the native employment is at 64% of all native born citizens. However, the average employment of foreign-born legal U.S. workers is at 67%, which is 3% higher. While it may not seem like such a high amount, there are almost 58 countries, so groups that have origins from different countries that are more employed than native-born Americans. And so what this kind of points to, while it doesn't show causation, it points to the intent of many of these migrants to come to the US and work. While this is but a small snapshot of what is migration in the United States and migration internationally, I think it does show that there is some correlation between the decision to migrate and the decision to move to a country that makes more money. While that may not be true, while people may be unemployed, while people may end up in different situations, there is this ideal that a country that has more money may provide more opportunities. Thank you.